Our first video is from a man named Daniel, who was recording a controlled fire on his family's farm in Oklahoma. Strangely, he was making the video for one of his social media channels where he talks about farming. The fire was burning well, and he turned the camera to add some commentary. At first, it's not easy to see, but when we zoom in, you can spot someone running in the background. Let's take another look. What could that be? It wasn't until around 9 p.m. when one of Daniel's friends messaged him, asking if there was a mysterious creature in his video. Daniel had no clue what his friend was talking about. He had to go back and watch his video. I mean, if that's not a dog, a person, or some strange creature, then what could it be? Who would be running through someone's farm, especially when there's a fire? We'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. This spooky trail camera video is from Pete and Ash, and they shared it on TikTok not too long ago. The video starts off as usual, showing a nice view of the woods. But then something really eerie happens. A very pale and lifeless head peeks out from behind a tree. The way it moves is super weird and not like anything you'd expect. Its neck is stretched out really far, and its eyes are dark and empty, making it clear this isn't a regular person. Videos like this always get people talking online. In the comments, some folks had a few ideas. Some thought it might just be a person in a costume. But the way the head and neck move doesn't support that theory. Others suggested it might be edited in some way, but making it look this real would be pretty tough unless you're a pro at video editing. And then there are those who think it could be some kind of supernatural creature, like the rake or some other mysterious creature. Regardless of what it is, it's definitely creepy and makes you wonder about a lot of things. I've come across something that's really got me concerned. I'm going to share a short clip from a documentary I found. The filmmaker claims that in 1942, German soldiers encountered and killed an animal that looked eerily similar to a wolfman. Now, in this clip, you'll see the creature, and it appears to be walking on two legs, which is pretty unusual for an animal like this. Its physical build is also quite strange. I'm really curious to hear what you all think about this. It's an unsettling mystery, to say the least. This security camera video shows something really strange that can make your mind race with thoughts of the unknown and fear. Infrared cameras can see in the dark by picking up heat, so when a dark figure shows up, it's even more puzzling and scary. In movies and stories, vampires are often creatures of the night. They're super fast and hard to catch, which makes some people think this might be something supernatural. The way it looks ghostly and moves quickly can give you chills, and it's no wonder some folks might think it's a vampire or some other spooky thing. But there's another possibility. It could be a fast animal like a bat or bird. The infrared camera might not capture it well, which would explain the shadowy, blurry appearance and quick movements. Without more evidence, it's tough to say for sure what's going on here. Weird stuff like this often has simple explanations, but sometimes they stay unsolved, adding to the mystery of the unknown and supernatural. Whether you think it's something supernatural or you're looking for a more scientific reason, one thing is clear: something unusual got caught on this security camera. What exactly it is might be a topic for debate and wonder, sparking conversations and imaginations. Our next video brings us to Indonesia, where a group of dirt bikers is out on the trails. One of the riders has a small camera attached to his helmet, and what began as a fun ride turned into a startling experience. On the right side of the screen, a strange creature suddenly darts onto the trail, causing one of the riders to slam on the brakes and crash. If we go back in the video, we can see the odd creature. Up at the top of the screen, it seems like the creature notices the riders and tries to escape. It eventually crosses the path and disappears into the bushes. The camera keeps recording as the riders reach the spot where the creature vanished. They take a look, but not too close. Even today, The writers are unsure about what they saw on that trail. They stayed in the area for a while, but in the end they left, bewildered. Some who've watched the video have speculated that the creature might be a goblin, dwarf, or some kind of elf. Personally, I'm at a loss to explain what I just witnessed. A guy named Randy Thompson, who owns a trail camera, got some weird footage at his ranch in Tehachapi, CA. This happened a while ago, but it's just getting popular on TikTok and YouTube. Randy had a camera on his fence, and if you watch closely, you'll see something sprint by. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, but when you slow it down, you can see what looks like a creature, maybe a werewolf or a dog-like thing. The next day, Randy watched his camera footage and was totally surprised by what he saw. We were just having problems out here. There was something disturbing the garden, and set me up a camera. I chopped up their building. I got my pictures and video. It's something like I've never seen before. Took off, get out of here quick. Came in and rustled up some stuff and got some food and then got out of here. No fancy editing or computer stuff back then, so it's unlikely it's a special effect. It's a pretty strange thing. Do you think this might be a real sighting of a dog-like creature? Share your thoughts in the comments below. A YouTuber named All Life of Kerala uploaded a video that's got a lot of people talking. Let's break it down. The video was taken from inside a car on a rainy night. The rain is pouring down, and everything seems pretty normal as the car drives along the wet road. The windshield wipers are swishing and the headlights are lighting the way. The rain makes a soft pattern on the scene, and there's nothing strange at first. But then, something surprising happens. The camera pans to the right and something appears on the side of the road. It looks like a figure that's sort of like a zombie, but this creature is waving its hand towards the driver, but the motion is jerky and weird, like something out of a horror movie. The video stays on this strange figure, and it leaves viewers wondering, could it be a zombie? Or maybe it's a person in trouble, injured or needing help and desperately trying to get the car's attention. The video doesn't give any clear answers, and that's what makes it so creepy and interesting. The way the creature looks and moves is unsettling, and the rainy night adds to the eerie feeling. Some people might think it's a fake or an attempt to go viral, while others might believe they're seeing something truly mysterious. Our video takes us deep into something very strange, eerie, and honestly, very confusing. Take a moment to check it out. Can you see it? What we're looking at is a creature with hair, but it also has some smooth parts. Usually, when we see weird creatures in trail camera videos, we can figure them out with a closer look or some thinking. But this video is different. It's hard to say what it is. We see lots of hair, but we can't see any clear features like eyes, ears, or limbs to help us figure it out. To solve this puzzle, we even used a special database of known mysterious creatures and ghosts. No matches. We also tried searching on Google for similar images, hoping technology could give us a clue. But no luck there either, so here we are facing a strange, hairy creature that's really tough to identify. I'm all out of ideas at this point. What do you think about this weird video? Have you ever seen or heard of anything like it? Your thoughts might help us solve this mystery. Walking in the woods is a great way to clear your mind and leave behind the stress of everyday life. But sometimes these peaceful scenes can take a strange and spooky turn. A video taken by someone hiking in the Canadian wilderness shows this perfectly. At first, the video shows a calm, peaceful lake. Everything seems completely normal. But when the camera zooms in, things start to get a bit creepy. There's this ghostly, pale figure that looks a lot like a person walking on the far side of the lake. The way it moves is strange and kind of unsettling, adding to the eerie feeling. Eventually, this figure disappears into what seems to be the entrance of a cave on the other side of the lake. I wouldn't be too eager to find out what might be hiding in that cave. This spooky video was shared by a Reddit user named Stixadania in Switzerland. They caught something really scary while taking a walk in the dark, creepy woods. The video starts with the camera person walking through the dimly lit forest, using a flashlight to see through the darkness. The surroundings look eerie and you can't help but feel a sense of unease. And then it happens. A bone-chilling, high-pitched scream cuts through the night, echoing in the distance, but the camera person doesn't turn back. Instead, they keep moving forward, bravely going into the unknown to find out where that terrifying sound is coming from. As the video goes on, the eerie screaming continues, making the fear and dread grow. The forest seems to be filled with some kind of presence, and the fear in the air is so strong you can almost feel it. But then, suddenly, the video stops. We don't know what happened to the person with the camera, and the mystery of those horrifying screams is left unresolved, leaving us with a feeling of anxiety and curiosity. Some people think the sounds could be from nearby foxes, but the person who filmed it disagrees, saying the sounds were scarier. Others suggested it might be normal animals making those spooky sounds, but the nature of the scream doesn't quite match that explanation. So, what could it be? The video leaves us with a haunting question that we can't answer. It reminds us that in the dark, secluded woods of Switzerland, there might be something mysterious making those eerie screams. The uncertainty and suspense in this video show us that sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't understand. This interesting video just popped up on TikTok, and it's sure to make you wonder. So here's the deal. A guy heard some really weird and creepy noises in his yard one night. At first, he thought it might be a big cat or some other wild animal, so he grabbed his phone to record whatever was making the noise. He went outside with his camera, and out of the blue, he saw a dark shape hiding in the shadows. The video quality isn't great, so it's hard to see what this thing looks like. But if you zoom in and look carefully, you'll notice it has a super weird and seriously scary face. For a moment, the mysterious figure just stands still, like it got caught, and then it quickly disappears back into the darkness. The guy with the camera doesn't give up, though. He pans his camera around, almost like he's playing a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek with whatever this is. And then he sees it again. This time, we get a better look at its eyes, which are big and white, almost glowing in the dark. Now, what could this be? People have all sorts of wild ideas. Some say it might be a troll from a fairy tale. Others think it could be a witch or even Bigfoot. We can't say for sure what it is, but one thing's certain. This video has everyone on the internet talking and trying to figure out this spooky mystery. I've got a video here that's got me feeling really worried. It was recorded around midnight on a farm in Brazil, and at first, it seems quite peaceful. The farm goats are all corralled in a pen, just relaxing during the cooler evening. But then, something changes. Suddenly, the goats catch wind of something, and they realize they're not alone. The stragglers quickly huddle back with the rest of the herd. It's eerie to see all of their eyes fixed in the same direction, trying to figure out what's got them so spooked. Well, it doesn't take long for us to see what's causing their fear. A puma enters the camera's view and ends up inside the pen with them. Now, I can't help but wonder why the cat paused there for a moment. Maybe it heard a person or something else nearby. Anyhow, the puma corners the goats, and I won't go into further detail, but it's a display of incredible power. I'll stop the description here, but we'll provide a link in the description if you want to watch the rest of the clip. Just be warned, it might be a bit unsettling for some viewers. A mysterious photo showed up on Reddit, and it's been causing quite a commotion. The picture was taken on a sunny morning and shows two people. The person who posted it said it was their mother-in-law and her cousin. At first, everything seems pretty normal. But if you look closely, you might notice something strange. There's another figure in the background, just behind the two women. This shadowy figure has long hair and appears to be wearing a flowing gown. But here's the kicker. Its face is nearly impossible to see. To make things even spookier, the person who posted the photo said that the mysterious figure looks a lot like the mother-in-law's mother, who has passed away. Now, this revelation has divided the opinions of those who've seen the photo. Some find it really creepy and think it might be some kind of ghostly presence. Others, however, are more skeptical. They suggest that what people see could simply be a case of pareidolia. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry, you're not alone. Pareidolia is when our minds see patterns or meaning in things that aren't really there. It's like when you look at a cloud and think you see a rabbit, or when you glance at a piece of toast and swear you see Elvis's face. Our brains like to make sense of the world around us, even if it means seeing things that aren't actually there. So, what do you think about this mysterious figure? Is it a haunting presence caught in a fleeting moment, or is it just our minds playing tricks on us? Either way, it's definitely got people talking. In the next video, we see a strange creature sighted on a hilltop. A couple was hiking on a logging road in British Columbia and enjoying the lovely views. As they were taking pictures of the scenery, they spotted some movement. When we zoom in, we can see a hairy creature that looks like an ape walking around and swinging its arms. What do you think, folks? What do you see in this video? Now, these trail camera pictures are from the Evansville Police Department, and they're totally real because they're from real cops. Just a few weeks ago, local police in Evansville, WY, did an investigation. They found big animal tracks in the mud near the town, and they thought they looked like mountain lion tracks. They wanted to find it and keep people safe, so they put up a camera in the area to see what was making those tracks. But instead of catching the animal, they caught something way scarier. At first, the camera got pictures of regular wildlife like raccoons, deer, skunks, and even wild turkeys. But then it got these weird pictures. It took multiple shots of this strange person. The face looks super creepy and shockingly real. In the last photo, the person's face is right up close to the camera. These weird pictures got folks in Evansville talking. Some thought it might be a prank, but they didn't find it funny. Others didn't think it was a prank and figured it had something to do with spooky stuff because the person in the pictures looked so real and eerie. Some even thought it could be a crazy person or a serial killer. No matter which theory is right, it's probably a good idea for locals to stay away from that forest for a while. A video that came from Lettuce Park, Florida, shows something that looks like a Sasquatch or some kind of big ape walking around in a swampy forest. A man named Matt was out canoeing when he spotted what he first thought was a bear. But when he saw it walking, he realized it wasn't a bear. Matt reported this sighting to a park ranger who said she didn't know of any creature in the park that matched that description. She even mentioned that bears rarely get into the park, and when they do, most people don't see them. Many folks who have seen this video think it might be a skunk ape because of how easily it moved through the swampy area. What do you think about it? Matt also mentioned that if this is some kind of trick or hoax, the person responsible must be crazy. The swamp has 12-foot alligators, water moccasins, and other dangerous creatures all around. Matt continued to watch the creature, and when it seemed to notice him, it vanished by going below the water's surface. Matt paddled up to where it was, but it had disappeared without a trace. So there's this video making the rounds on TikTok. The person who shared it claims they've spotted a real Bigfoot while they were hiking. In the video, you can see a dark figure far away. The person recording didn't expect to see it, and when they zoomed in, they saw something that seemed part human and part ape. It's covered in thick, dark fur and has a wide face. What makes it even creepier is that it's looking right at the camera, almost like it's not happy about being filmed. As for whether this is really Bigfoot, it's tough to say. Maybe the TikTok user stumbled upon something incredibly rare, or perhaps it's something entirely different. The truth is still a mystery. In February 2018, Whiteface Mountain in New York was a great place for skiing. Among those enjoying the snowy slopes was 42-year-old Danny Philippidis, a firefighter from Toronto. He was on his annual skiing trip with friends just like any other year, until something very strange happened. On February 7th, he told his friends he was going to the car to get his cell phone, and he vanished without a trace. Minutes turned into hours, and there was no sign of him. A massive search operation began, one of the biggest the mountain had ever seen. Over 250 people, helicopters, drones, and sniffer dogs combed the mountain for 6 days. But Danny remained missing, and the search felt like it was going nowhere. Then, in a shocking twist, Danny's wife got a call from him. He was almost 3,000 miles away in Sacramento, CA, still wearing his ski gear from Whiteface. Strangely, he had a new haircut and a recently bought iPhone, but he couldn't remember the past week clearly. I was coming back from my lunch break and just seeing about 3 policemen surrounding one guy. You know, at the airport, that's kind of crazy. So, Deontay Gordon, a Dollar Thrifty employee, watched the sheriff's deputy smoke with that man, identified as 49-year-old Konstantinos Philippidis, also known as Danny. They're trying to figure out what was in his backpack and where he come from and everything. And the guy was pretty confused, like he didn't know where he was at or how he got here. These are questions authorities in New York State now trying to answer too. The sheriff's department here at Sacramento says Philippidis called 911 for help from the airport's rental car terminal. Deputies say he told them he arrived in Sacramento as a passenger in a big rig. His memories were jumbled, including hitching a ride in a big truck, being on unfamiliar roads, experiencing cold nights, and terrible headaches. Doctors thought he might have had a concussion, which could explain his memory loss, but it didn't explain how he traveled such a long distance so quickly. Some folks have speculated that Danny might have accidentally stumbled into a portal, teleporting him from New York to California instantly. This theory is unusual, but it adds another layer of mystery to an already puzzling story. While Danny's loved ones are just relieved to have him back safely, the rest of the world is left wondering and debating what really happened during his mysterious journey. It's a crazy story. What do you think? Is it amnesia? Or something more mysterious like a portal in the woods? Traveling that far without remembering is quite astonishing. In any case, it's a miraculous story, and I'm glad he made it home to his family. I've got a story from a Redditor that might grab your interest. It's about a video caught by a security camera on a street at around 3:30 in the morning. Listen to this. The video starts off pretty normal, showing a quiet street with a dog just hanging around, maybe sniffing something or looking for a place to rest. It's calm, and there's not much happening. Just the typical night scene you'd expect in any town. But then, something strange occurs. A woman walks by on the sidewalk. At first glance, she seems normal, just another person out for a late-night walk. But if you look closely, something seems weird. If you zoom in on the video, her legs look like they belong to a goat. Yes, you heard that right. Her legs appear to be those of a goat. She continues her walk, seemingly unfazed by her strange appearance, and even turns around to walk back the way she came. The dog in the video seemed to notice her too. Maybe the dog is confused or even scared by something it senses from her. Dogs are known to pick up on things that humans might not, so who knows what the dog was feeling. The video ends without anything else happening, but it leaves viewers with a lingering sense of unease. Was it just a camera trick? Could it be a prank or a fake? Or was there something truly strange happening on that quiet street in the early morning hours? The Redditor who shared the video didn't have any definite answers, and opinions in the comments were split. Some people clearly saw the bizarre appearance, while others couldn't see anything unusual. Share your thoughts in the comments if you have any. Cats often steal the show in pictures and videos, winning us over with their soft and cute charm. But in this particular video shared on YouTube, something unsettling happens in an otherwise cozy and adorable scene. The video stars a cat, probably the pet of the person who posted it, and it's all happening in a comfy bedroom. First, it's all very normal as the lovely cat is captured on camera, bringing a moment of innocent joy. However, the story takes an unexpected and creepy turn. Out of the blue, the cat leaves the frame and a strange figure appears from behind a wall, surprising the viewers with its sudden presence. This mysterious intruder is quite odd in appearance. Its skin is very pale and its eyes stick out in a startling way. Its face is strangely long and it's just hard to describe overall. The unexpected appearance of this figure is as puzzling as it is strange, leaving everyone puzzled about what it could be. Some might say it's fake, and I have to agree. I can't explain what it is, but it seems a bit too exaggerated for me. This video was shared on the internet by a popular website that's all about mysterious creatures. They're trying to find evidence of the mythical Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot. In this video, taken by an unknown person who was hiking, the camera is focused on the distant trees. Suddenly, a really big figure appears. It's super tall and looks really strong, covered in thick brown fur. It stops suddenly, as if it senses something, and then quickly disappears back into the woods. That's where the video ends. The person who filmed this thinks they saw Bigfoot. They believe the creature might have noticed the camera and decided to run away. Seeing these legendary creatures is always fascinating, and this video could be one of those rare sightings. What do you all think about it? I want to talk about something that's been happening more and more, and it's got me really worried. There's been a significant rise in reports of UFO sightings by pilots. These sightings aren't limited to one place. They're happening all over the world. And it's not just civilian pilots, but also military ones. Now, what's particularly unsettling is that these pilots are describing these UFOs in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some say these objects can move at incredibly high speeds and make maneuvers that no known aircraft could possibly pull off. It's causing quite a stir, to say the least. The FAA, that's the Federal Aviation Administration, has been urging pilots to report any strange sightings, and many of them have been doing just that. The FAA doesn't take these reports lightly. They investigate each one thoroughly. Even the military and other government agencies are keeping a close eye on these sightings. Let's take a moment to watch a clip where a pilot explains what he saw.
So what do you call it? So I'm gonna ask. It's always on like that.
Mark Halsey is a former F-18 fighter pilot. This August, he was piloting a private jet off the coast of Los Angeles when he says he saw as many as 7 mysterious objects appearing to fly thousands of feet above him. This is audio from that night, alerting aircraft that's on Julia.
But yeah, I don't know. You're not entering any military or safe anything. I'm not sure.
These increasing UFO reports have reignited interest in the whole UFO phenomenon and the possibility of extraterrestrial life.
My last one. Yeah, so you want pilots. We don't want more videos are gonna come out. I know. I don't.
Now I'm curious. What do you all believe? Regardless of your stance, the fact that credible witnesses like pilots are coming forward with these reports adds a lot of weight to the idea that something unusual might be happening in our skies. It's a topic that definitely deserves more investigation. Let's check out another creepy trail camera moment, but this one is creepy in a different way. This camera was placed near the bank of the Ohio River by Newman Outdoors. He set it up to see the wildlife, but he got something he didn't expect. There's a pretty big spider that spends a lot of time crawling around on the camera lens because it's so close it's tough to tell what kind of spider it is. If you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. It seems like spiders really like these cameras because the same thing happened to my Ring doorbell. You can check it out. But if you're not a fan of spiders, this part probably wasn't your favorite. Let's move on to the next one. Let me tell you about this little creature that's got me feeling quite concerned. It's often called the vampire deer, and it was captured on a field camera. This is the Chinese water deer, a small herbivore mammal originally from China and Korea. Now, these little deer are on the smaller side, weighing around 33 to 65 pounds and standing at just 2 to 3 feet tall at the shoulder. What really sets them apart are their large tusk-like teeth, which both males and females have. These vampire deer tend to live in wetlands and grasslands near water sources like rivers and lakes. They're most active during the early morning and late afternoon, and they're known for being solitary creatures outside of the breeding season. Also, it's important to note that they are a protected species in China and Korea, so hunting them is illegal. Now the big question is, why do they have these menacing fangs instead of antlers like other deer? Well, one expert suggests that all deer once had both fangs and antlers, but over time the larger deer held onto the antlers while the smaller ones went for the teeth. It's a bit of a mystery, but regardless, this is one remarkable creature.